Yes. Thank you very much, Put Clement, and thank you, Sisno Javolo, and the members of the media, and everybody else present this morning. The clip he just played it goes beyond the logic, it touches the emotion. It will resonate with you emotionally when you've been through these experiences. And I think more often than not, we do campaigns as a form of maybe selling numbers, as a form of marketing. But I think we should start doing these discussions or these campaigns as sort of real, honest, genuine discussions. Then the understanding will be better. And when we understand better, in my opinion, I think then we can always go out to influence, impact, or involve in a more genuine manner. And I'll tell you why, Grootman. I think all of the people in this house, myself included, it be today, yesterday, 3 days ago, or a week, surely, must have been in touch with some sort of an uncomfortable situation. It's a reality. And even here, some of us who, as they left home, there's issues that are thorny. Others are looking at the phone, is getting a message, yeah, you left and this was not done. Or others are anxious that after this gathering, after 2 hours of this, they have to go and account. It's a reality. But we always avoid having these discussions. In my opinion, as a sports person and a coach, I've had these experiences at first hand. When a player comes to the training ground under influence of whatever substance, I don't look at the player and say, but why do you come not orderly or drunk, whatever? I say to him, where do you come from? This player comes from a community, from a society, which is what Benny McCarthy says up here. The fact that this player, this gentleman, this man comes from a society and he is in the state, it simply means that society is in that state. When there was a political agenda in South Africa, they said to you there was no way there could be a normal sport in an abnormal society. So sport was more of a reflection, microscopic reflection of society. So why relevant in politics and not in real life? It is still relevant even in real life. What you see, I'm going to make a quick example so that I get off the podium. What you see in sports is what is in society. Let me cite an example, foot. I remember on the bridge in Johannesburg, there were ladies who were singing a song for the former president. Hashtag must fall, hashtag must fall, hashtag must fall. I want us to have a conversation and be realistic. But if you look back and say, okay, they are singing this song, where does it come from? Oh, it comes from a campaign on hashtag fees must fall. Then they go on and escalate it into politics, hashtag this one must fall. My first-hand experience was in Durban. Then they say hashtag Steve must fall. When you correlate the day we live a life in separation of the realities of our industries, we're gonna go wrong. You must always find a way to link them because they are relevant, they are intertwined. What happens in society anticipates in football. And what happens in football is a reflection of society. So when they scream at me, they say hashtag Steve must go. Hashtag Steve must go. It came from hashtag fees must fall. Hashtag Steve must fall. So society has given a message to sports. Now it is the responsibility of sports then to inform society in a manner that says, I want to correct that. Which is where we at. When we're dealing with people who come from environments that are not as privileged, where there was abuse and all that. In 2014, I gave a speech in Maritzburg with some business forum. In 2014, NBC was charging $3 million for a 30-second advert, I think, on the Super Bowl. Now, I'm saying, you got billboards in players. You got billboards in Njabule and all these folks who are known, who can pass on a message with regards to, can we correct the situations? Yes, we can. So one of the reasons I personally feel the campaign and being with No Excuse campaign is such beneficial, not only at a personal level for myself, because I cannot imagine a Steve Komphela, an ambassador, and working in campaign for no abuse, and then he becomes abusive. Yeah. So the first point of call is that it puts me to order. I love this because it aligns me, it says to me, be conscious. You cannot represent this and act untowards, be the opposite thereof. It molds and shapes me, it helps me become a better man and stay in line with that I am a role model. I can impact, I can influence, I can involve in a way that needs to correct this. So that's why I'm part of it, and I'm passionate about it, because it is there in me, and I would love to see more of us men taking the responsibility, the realities of life. It is not easy. And with the challenges that we see in modern life, it is extremely difficult. Only through awareness, deliberate, intentional, and conscious observation, we shall overcome. But only that can be highlighted by where we at. Because if you don't have these, we don't talk about them, and the level of awareness, alertness, or consciousness then gets numb. So we need to be made aware. And I'm part of it because I'm passionate, and I think it benefits everybody, not me as a coach, society, people who look at me, who critique me, who are curious about me, who follow me, who love me, also players. So this is massive in my opinion.
And I love
my basic understanding of mentorship programs would be for personal development, could also be for professional development. All mentorship programs, somebody would say, Steve, can you be my mentor? I'm looking at, okay, this person is seeking to find a pairing of where we at in terms of experiences. So where you say we wish to pair experiences of those who had more with those who had less, so that we hit the equilibrium. And by so doing, it means you have to have a way to influence this person, try give them all the necessary positive tools that they end up finding a way to survive. And all these virtues talk to that you're not alone. I'll make a very stupid example, I'm sure many of us will relate. In January, I did not have money. And I'm going like, December finished all my money. But who can I go to just to give me 500 rand for petrol? I had nobody. But if you build a community of 3, 4, 5 people where you say, if I don't have, you'll provide, then we ease one another of any possible strain and stress. And it starts from there. That basic necessity you lack and you have nobody to go to. But here you say you can go to the WhatsApp line, you can go to somebody. If you don't have any support system, possibilities of disaster are high. But if you know that there's a to-go-to guy, then it helps. So when you pair these experiences, it's the same as exchanging whatever form of currency, whether it's an emotional currency, logical currency, physical currency, or literally financial currency. When there's that exchange where you know that if I don't have, I can go to Clement. If he doesn't have, I can also, then it helps. If you don't have that, then you end up alone with your thoughts, frustrations, no exit points. And most of us, we do not have where we can let out. Find a way to find your sweet spot. I know with myself, when I feel I'm enough, everybody gets enough. You must know your escape. And your escape does not have to be something big that when you are in danger you cannot access. It has to be the simplest and the easiest and the most convenient to access at all given times. If you have that escape, you are in a hell of a great space, nothing will hurt you. My escape to find peace is just to get myself out, maybe get into the car, drive, listen to music. That's the simplest escape. Some of our escapes are actually danger to us. So we need to find a way to say, okay, part to the virtues are a guideline. They always say prevention is better than cure, but Clement in closure. But I think if we can try, have a way to give more, teach more about values. These are virtues. More about values, have a higher level of respect, have a higher level of humility, have a higher level of responsibility, all these core human values. The minute you can embrace those, they make you a better person. And then we are moving into a space of prevention to abuse than curing abuse. When we are at a stage where we need to cure, it means it is deeper now. It needs medicine. But we should not have gone to that particular disease. We could have been more preventative by having core human values that are strong enough, good education. And the future investment in that, our kids won't be sitting where we at, because our kids are going to fire the way they are wired. If we wire our kids in a manner that's not going to help them restrain and have the understanding that not to abuse. You can't be abusive. You have to have a way of relating with yourself, with others. You develop them personally, also professionally. If you can hit that level, then we are out of it. But if we don't wire them in a way that they're going to fire positively, generations are going to perish. And it is our responsibility. So this happens quite a lot. And as it was going on, Sis Nonjabul, I was going like, but why don't they have a drama series or something? And I'm giving you an idea, but it's on Patala for that. have it on some of these channels. I cannot imagine, with the following and the love that football players get and their attention, if you have that and then you have Ama player playing those characters and all that, it's quite a difficult thing because these people are at work in the morning and all that. If you could have that and it's a real drama thing, it happens almost like the ones that would happen. Listen, the lessons and the teachings that would come out of there would be immemorable and nobody would forget. Because sometimes you could read, you forget, but when you see something be said by your idol, it sticks, man. So these are some of the things that, apart from the fact that we experience it, could help. Now, what happens with us in sports, and as a coach, players do come, they are human, they come from the very same broken society, and they are possibly likely to be broken players. Because you can never have a complete player from a broken society. They are nothing else but a microscopic reflection of who we are as society. So I don't get shocked when I get a player who's a delinquent at training center. When I know that my society is delinquent as well, I'm not going to exonerate them, they're part of it. So I can't be in denial and say no, but when you have to be clear, though you come from a dusty society. So when that happens, we embrace it. My experiences had been that it is not only a discussion that happens like this, where there's a reprimand and guidance and support from a brother. They come, there's silence. Everybody has pride. She can't know about my dirty linen and all that. They leave the training center. They go back to society, get more frustrations, and then they act inappropriately. Then it goes out there to say Steve Komphela abused maybe a partner or whoever. It's because of the pressure. They don't have outlets. They don't have the support. It's always no, it's a shame and all that. We should get rid of that. And if we can manage that, we'll have better players who may come from a broken society, but have potential then to go out and be a positive influence and impact. And if you have maybe 50 players at a particular club, who are prepared to be mentors or people who can have positive influence and impact going out. They may impact 50 by 50, and the mushroom goes on. It looks a small number, but a word from a Bernard Parker, a Happy Jele, a Linda Mdambo is so powerful to a young man than when it comes to an ordinary voice living at home. So it is important that their responsibility is much bigger than what they think they are. So we do suffer such, but we know how to deal with it, but it becomes also a primary responsibility that there has to be more.